Let me go now to Frank Carbone, the independent mayor of Fairfield in the western suburbs of Sydney. Thanks for joining us, Frank. You're fresh from a meeting where 12 hotspot mayors finally got to go face-to-face or virtually with Premier Gladys Berejiklian. Reports are that it was pretty heated. What were the main points that you wanted to bring to the Premier's attention, and what response did you get?
Well, hi, Chris, first of all. And look, it was a robust meeting, open and honest discussion. And I think that's the way that we had to have it. People are suffering out here in Western Sydney, a lot of mental health issues, a lot of financial impacts. So you wouldn't expect the meeting to be any other way. And in fairness to the Premier, she listened. We agreed on some points and disagreed on others. I only wish that this meeting happened earlier. Only through better communication can we better understand what people are going through and to be able to assist people. There's no doubt that people out here in Western Sydney feel divided, and we need to make sure that we unite everybody. We don't want to unite.
But what did you want? I agree the meeting should have happened earlier, but what did you mainly want from the Premier?
Well, we want people to be treated the same. We want people to be treated fairly.
So you want the curfew gone?
Well, the curfew would be a start. Not that we have anywhere to go, Chris. After 9 p.m, of course, there's nowhere to go. But I think that's more a symbol to make sure that that there is faith and trust in the community, and the community's been working really hard. What we also want is to make sure that you treat people the same when you mandate things. So at the moment, if you're a plumber from Fairfield that goes to work next to a plumber from Bondi, the plumber from Fairfield needs to be vaccinated. The plumber from Bondi doesn't. They both work next to each other for the same company. What's the use? You need to make sure that whatever you implement, that you treat people the same, and that hasn't happened, and that's caused a big divide across our community. There's also financial impacts out here in Western Sydney. You've got businesses in Western Sydney that can no longer compete when it comes to work, because clearly those businesses that are located outside of Western Sydney have an unfair advantage. And
it's very tough. The sooner there's one set of rules, the better. Presumably that happens at 70%, which is a month away, but it doesn't help people in the meantime. One rule that really stands out to people, or did on the weekend when there was warm weather, was the pools. The community and council pools are locked down in Western Sydney, so people at the beaches can go to the beach. Why wouldn't you open the pools? Is that a state government rule? Can you get the state government to allow the pools to open?
Well, under the health orders, we can't open up the pools. We can't encourage a gathering like that. And the discussion today was about, the issues were about that we have outbuildings where people go to the bathrooms. But to be fair, those bathrooms exist in Bondi as well. There's no difference. I can't see
exactly. And in the parks, parks in your areas, people can go into the park and they can use the public toilets there. So why not the pools?
Well, we've asked that questions, and they're all things that we've asked her to consider, and we hope that they will take that on board. And I mean, look, we raised the issue is, why can thousands of people lie down on the beach in Bondi, but yet we can't have people going to our swimming pools or going outdoors? What's the difference? Why do people need to wear a mask in one half of the city? It's not like the air is fresher somewhere else. It's no different anywhere else. So the issues that I raised in particular was, well, if it's safe for thousands of people to lie next to each other in Bondi, surely at least our residents can walk outside without a mask. Now, if it's not safe, it's not safe. But if you're doing that on one end of the city that had more than 300 cases yesterday, surely you can allow that in other places. This whole issue only started with one case, and we just need everyone to be treated fairly, equitable, and for people to have the same opportunity. I'm really worried for people in Western Sydney. They've lost a lot of businesses, their shops are closing down, their job opportunities are going, and it's clear that, unfortunately, what's happened is, if you're not in one of those areas of concern, what's actually happened is you've lost opportunities. If you're living outside those areas of concern, you actually are able to take away business from those people living in these areas, and we don't want that. We don't want two different cities in Sydney. We want everyone to have the same opportunity everywhere.
Is there another follow-up meeting planned?
Well, that's up to the Premier. She's assured us that she'll go around and have a think about it. And look, that's all we can ask. And I do appreciate the time. I wish it happened earlier. It was an honest and robust discussion. We disagreed on some things and we agreed on others. And I just hope the most important thing of all is that some benefits come out of this for the people that matter most, and that is our local communities.
Thanks for joining us, Frank. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Frank Carbone there, who's the Mayor of Fairfield. Just for people outside of New South Wales too, I know it's not the case in all states, but local government is very party political in New South Wales. So Gladys Berejiklian is dealing with a lot of people who are Labor candidates, Labor mayors. So it's a bit of a contest, a meeting like that. But I still believe, of course, she was going to get some flack from them. Still believe that these are the mayors of the most affected areas. She needed to meet them. Good that she did it today. She probably should have done it a few weeks ago. We'll see what happens.